What if I told you that the world you see, the one you wake up to every morning, the one that seems so solid, so real, is nothing more than a projection, a carefully constructed illusion designed to keep you asleep, to keep you distracted, to keep you from realizing the truth? This idea is not new. From Plato's allegory of the cave to the teachings of the Buddha, from the cryptic messages in ancient esoteric texts to the whispered secrets of mystics, sages, and spiritual masters, throughout history there have been those who claim that this reality is a prison, but also that there is a way out, a way to wake up, a way to escape the matrix. But what if there was a book, an ancient hidden text, that held the key to this escape? A book that reveals not just the theory of our entrapment, but the method by which we can break free. In this video, we are going to explore the possibility that such a book exists. We will journey through the wisdom of the past, uncover the hidden teachings that point to an exit, and most importantly, we will decode the practical steps that allow a seeker to transcend the illusion and reclaim their true nature. If you have ever felt that there is something off about this world, if you have sensed that life is more than just a cycle of work, consumption, and sleep, if you have ever asked yourself, what is reality really? Then keep watching. Because once you glimpse the truth, there is no turning back. The idea that we are living in an illusion is not a modern concept. Long before science fiction popularized the term the Matrix, ancient wisdom traditions across the world spoke of a veil, a deceptive layer of reality that keeps humanity from seeing the truth. In Hinduism, this concept is known as Maya, the grand illusion that ensnares the soul in a web of material existence, making us believe that we are separate, limited beings rather than infinite divine consciousness. The Bhagavad Gita, one of the most revered texts of the East, speaks of how the mind is clouded by illusion, and only through deep inner realization can one see beyond it. In Buddhism, the idea takes another form. The Buddha taught that human suffering is rooted in attachment to illusions, false identities, fleeting desires, and the ever-changing nature of the external world. According to the teachings, enlightenment is the process of waking up from this dreamlike existence, breaking free from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth known as Samsara. Meanwhile, in the West, we find similar echoes in the works of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. His allegory of the cave describes prisoners who have spent their entire lives shackled inside a dark cavern, watching shadows on the wall, mistaking these mere projections for reality. Only when one of them escapes and sees the world beyond does he realize that everything he once believed to be real was nothing more than a distortion, a falsehood designed to keep him from the truth. Esoteric traditions such as Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and certain mystical sects of Kabbalah take this idea even further. They suggest that the world is not just an illusion but a trap, a carefully constructed mechanism designed to keep human souls in a state of ignorance. The Gnostics, for example, believed that an unseen force, which they called the archons, manipulates reality to keep humans enslaved, preventing them from discovering their divine origins. Even in modern science, we find startling parallels. Theoretical physicists propose that the universe might be a hologram, a projection of information encoded beyond our perception. Quantum mechanics suggests that reality is not as fixed or objective as we once believed, and that the observer plays a crucial role in shaping what we call real. But if all of this is true, if we are indeed trapped in an illusion, then the most important question becomes, how do we escape? And that is where the book comes in. There exists a text, hidden from the masses yet preserved through time, that claims to hold the key to breaking free from this illusory world. A book that has been whispered about in occult circles, referenced in sacred traditions, and hinted at by those who have glimpsed the truth. What is this book? And what secrets does it reveal? The answers lie ahead. Throughout history, certain texts have been revered not just as sources of wisdom, but as keys, manuals for unlocking the hidden nature of reality itself. Among them, one stands out as particularly enigmatic. This book, known by different names in esoteric circles, is said to contain instructions on how to exit the matrix, to awaken from the dream of illusion and reclaim one's true nature. Some claim it is an ancient manuscript, written in symbolic language to protect its secrets from the uninitiated. Others believe it has been deliberately suppressed, hidden in plain sight among religious and mystical texts, waiting for those with the eyes to see. But before we reveal its name, we must first understand what it means to escape the matrix. Escaping does not mean physically leaving this world. It does not mean running away from society or rejecting all material things. The illusion is not just external, it is within us. The true matrix is the conditioning of the mind, the false beliefs that shape our perceptions, and the attachments that keep us bound to an artificial identity. Imagine a fish that has spent its entire life in a small glass bowl. To the fish, the bowl is reality. The objects outside appear distorted through the curved glass, and the water it swims in is invisible. It does not even realize it is submerged. Only when the fish leaps beyond the surface does it understand that there is a whole world beyond its tiny enclosure. We are like that fish, trapped in the limitations of our minds, unaware that we are submerged in illusion. But unlike the fish, we have the ability to awaken if we are willing to break free from the illusions we have mistaken for truth. This is where the book's teachings come into play. The book reveals that the matrix operates through three primary illusions: the illusion of identity, the belief that you are only your name, your body, or your personal history. This illusion keeps you attached to a limited self, disconnected from your true essence. The illusion of separation, the idea that you are separate from others, from nature, and from the universe itself. This illusion creates conflict, fear, and suffering. The illusion of time, the perception that the past and future are real, trapping you in regret, anxiety, and the illusion of linear existence. Each of these illusions forms a layer of control, reinforcing the matrix, and the book provides methods to dismantle them piece by piece. Many scholars and mystics have pointed to the Kabbalion, the Tao Te Ching, or even the Emerald Tablet as containing these secrets. Others have suggested that the Nag Hammadi scriptures hold the missing keys, but the truth is the book is not just one single text. It is a collection of wisdom, preserved across multiple traditions, waiting to be reassembled. And those who have truly understood its teachings have left us clues. What are those clues? And how can we use them to escape? The answers lie in the next part. If the matrix is built upon illusions, identity, separation, and time, then the key to escaping it is not to fight it, but to see through it. The book reveals that the first step is awakening to the illusion of identity. Most people live their entire lives believing they are their name, their face, their story. But the great mystics have all said the same thing: you are not the mask you wear. In the ancient Hindu text, the Upanishads, it is written, "When a man knows the self, he has no more fear." What does this mean? The self is not the personality you project, not the thoughts that pass through your mind. It is the awareness behind them. Like an actor lost in a role, we have forgotten that we were never the character to begin with. A simple practice from the book is to ask yourself, who am I before the world tells me who to be? This is not just a mental exercise, it is a disruption of the illusion. The moment you realize you are the observer, not the observed, a crack appears in the matrix. The illusion of separation. The second illusion is perhaps the most dangerous, for it creates division, suffering, and fear. Religions, races, nations, even the concept of self and other, all of these are constructs that keep us bound to duality. But the ancient teachings tell us there is no real separation. The Emerald Tablet, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, states, "All things are from one and all things return to one." Modern physics echoes this in quantum entanglement, the idea that two particles, no matter how far apart, remain connected. This is not just a scientific theory, it is a reflection of the truth that the book reveals. When we break free from this illusion, we begin to see others not as separate beings, but as reflections of ourselves. Compassion arises naturally, fear dissolves, and the matrix loses one of its strongest chains. One powerful practice from the book is the mirror exercise. Find someone who triggers an emotional response in you, whether anger, admiration, or resentment. Ask, what part of me is being reflected in them? See them as a mirror showing you an aspect of yourself. This simple technique can shatter the illusion of separation and reveal the interconnected nature of all things. The illusion of time. The final illusion is time. This is the trick that keeps people enslaved in the matrix more than anything else. We are conditioned to believe in a past that defines us and a future that we must chase. But the book teaches that both are illusions. The only real moment is now. The Tao Te Ching says, "The past is dead, the future is unborn, only this moment is real." When you truly grasp this, everything changes. The weight of past regrets dissolves, the anxiety of the future disappears, you become present, and in presence you become free. The book outlines an ancient method called time collapsing. Throughout the day, pause and ask, where is the past? Where is the future? Shift your focus entirely to the present moment, what you see, hear, and feel right now. Realize that time only exists as a mental construct. This technique brings awareness to the illusion, and awareness is the beginning of liberation. The hidden clues left behind. Many who have understood these teachings have left us clues. The Buddha's final words were, "Be a light unto yourself." Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." The Gnostic texts warn of archons, forces that keep humanity asleep. Even in modern films, these ideas are hidden. In The Matrix, Neo's journey mirrors ancient esoteric teachings. He questions reality, awakens to his true nature, and realizes he is not bound by the rules of the system. This is not fiction. It is the truth, encoded for those ready to see. Now that we understand the structure of the Matrix, the question remains, how do we apply this knowledge in our daily lives? That is what we will explore in the next section. Knowing about the Matrix is one thing, escaping it is another. The book reveals that true escape is not a physical act, it is a shift in awareness. The walls of the Matrix are built within the mind. To break free, we must dismantle them from within. Here are the 3 fundamental practices from the book that allow you to break free from the illusions of identity, separation, and time. 1. The observer practice, escaping the illusion of identity. We have been programmed to believe we are our thoughts, emotions, and past experiences. But the book teaches that the real you is not the thinker. It is the awareness behind the thoughts. How to practice. Sit in silence for a few minutes each day. As thoughts arise, instead of engaging with them, simply observe them like clouds passing in the sky. Ask yourself, who is watching these thoughts? Realize that if you can observe your thoughts, then you are not your thoughts. The more you practice this, the more you detach from the false self, the personality programmed by the Matrix. You begin to sense the deeper, formless self beneath the mask. 2. The oneness exercise, escaping the illusion of separation. The Matrix thrives on division, race, religion, nationality, ideology. The book teaches that separation is an illusion and that behind every face, behind every being, there is only one consciousness experiencing itself in different forms. How to practice. When you meet someone, instead of seeing them as other, silently say to yourself, "This is another version of me." If someone triggers you emotionally, recognize that they are a mirror, showing you an unresolved part of yourself. Meditate on this phrase, "I am not separate from anything in existence." When done consistently, this shifts your perception. You stop seeing enemies and start seeing reflections. Compassion arises naturally, and the Matrix loses its grip. 3. The presence shift, escaping the illusion of time. Time is the greatest trick of the Matrix. It keeps people trapped in regret, past, or anxiety, future, never realizing that true power exists only in the present moment. The book reveals that those who learn to dwell in the present moment begin to see through the game. How to practice. At random moments during the day, stop and become fully aware of your surroundings, what you see, hear, feel. Ask yourself, where is the past right now? Where is the future? Realize that both exist only as thoughts. The present is all there ever is. This simple awareness collapses time. The moment you step fully into now, the matrix loses its hold, breaking free from the program. These techniques may seem simple, but their effects are profound. By questioning identity, you realize you were never just the mask. By dissolving separation, you awaken to your interconnected nature. By stepping out of time, you reclaim your true power, presence. The book warns, however, the matrix will not want you to wake up. Expect resistance, both from the world and from your own conditioned mind. The more you practice, the more the illusions crumble. But as they do, you will see reality for what it truly is, not a prison, but a game. A game that can only control you if you believe it is real. Now only one question remains: will you wake up? The book that reveals how to exit the matrix does not offer an external escape. It provides an internal awakening. It does not tell you to run away from the world, but to see through it. The matrix is not an enemy, nor is it an unbreakable prison. It is a construct, one that thrives on illusion, control, and unconscious participation. The moment you stop playing by its rules, its grip weakens. But here's the final secret: you were never truly trapped. The door was always open, the chains were always imaginary. The moment you realize this, the entire game changes. So the real question is not how to escape, it is, are you ready to wake up? If this message resonates with you, if you feel that deep pull toward truth, then your awakening has already begun. The next step is yours to take. Let me know what you think, or if you would like to refine or expand any part of the script.